Y en la placa número 1, representando República Corea, Kim Woo-jin. Kim Jae-dok. Su-Yu-dong.
If any team is going to pose any threat to them at this moment, I think it's going to be Chinese Taipei.
Well, we're going to get a feel for how the Korean women may have given some tips to the Korean men as Kim Woo-jin starts the match with a 9. And curious, that's gone right. They were all going left earlier on.
Yeah, I don't think that's a coincidence. And I think he came off the line and immediately said, okay, it's gone a bit right. And you could see Kim Jae-dok adjust his side a little bit before now stepping onto the line. And a really beautiful shot if you're into archery techniques there. Yeah, a little bit of adjustment on his side, but I think he's pretty confident that his next one will go closer to the middle if the circumstances allow for it.
Tang going first for Chinese Taipei, and he was making some adjustments straight away as well.
9, moving.
Su going into the same spot.
Ooh, yeah, that was a
2,
the forwards release that I was talking about previous match, where there was a loss of tension at the moment of click, and you could just see that's what happens, and it's very rare that we see a 2 or anything like that in a match like this. But if you go to pretty much any domestic competition in any country, this is not a strange thing to see. So that just shows you how high the level of these archers typically is.
Ship going over the other side to Kim Woo-jin. I think it's safe to say that this one is out of reach already for Chinese Taipei, unless there's a big mistake here from Kim Jae-dok.
Yeah, so both arrows hitting a little bit high there for Kim Jae-dok, but he adjusts his sight, and the grouping is really good, which is important, especially in the first end.
So in this situation for Chinese Taipei, when the set's gone, they've got to be thinking about the next set here and just rehearsing.
Yeah, rehearsing and also gathering information. They're trying to fire good shots and just seeing where they're going to hit so that they can adjust accordingly. Yeah, much better shot there. The first arrow that he shot did mean that he didn't have that initial sider with his first arrow, so again, they need to just get out of the gates fast. Which is exactly what they do.
Nine, moving.
A little bit of a, it's not a really long hold, but it seemed like it was a bit stretched out when they go well. And a quick shot is what we'll be getting from Kim Woo-jin, I think. Maybe not this one. So that was a long hold for Kim Woo-jin, because he typically just anchors and immediately goes into extension and shoots it.
Perhaps an indication that there is a little bit of a flutter of the wind. It's not strong. First one from Kim was called a 10. Looked like a 9 to me. Certainly the scorers put it down as a 9.
Yeah, that was for sure a 9.
They look like they have dialed into the center of the target. Chinese Taipei need to shoot good arrows, and they really need a mistake from Korea as well.
Yeah, it's not only, like you say, it's not only them shooting well, it's also they need Korea to shoot a couple bad arrows, and the way they have been shooting so far, that's not very likely. And it just seems like they're struggling to find where they have to aim and what they have to do to get the arrows in the middle. It's not necessarily that they're shooting very bad shots, except that first arrow from Wei and this arrow from Wei. It was a very similar arrow as well, where it was just scratch on his point maybe, because a scratch on your point will make it seem like the clicker's going, but it's not actually going off.
You say a scratch on the point, you mean at the tip of the arrow?
Yeah, that would be very unlikely though, as he has shot 2 different arrows compared to the last end. So I don't know. It seems like he's not very confident in this match so far. So this arrow just needs to hit the target, and then they'll clinch the set.
That's one way of hitting the target. A 59 out of a possible 60. I think even if team gold medal match between Chinese Taipei and Korea. Korea have really dialed in on the center of the target. Lead 4-0. Chinese Taipei haven't quite come to the party just yet.
No, moving.
And I do want to point out, like, we're sitting here looking at them shoot and just saying like, oh, they just need to shoot better. Like that's kind of what it sounds like maybe, but that's not right. Like, it's very difficult to shoot against a team like Korea, and it's very difficult to, in a windy venue or a venue in which there is like a difficult wind to grasp, it's difficult to get into that match rhythm. And then I'm not trying to say like, oh, like they should just do better, because that's not really what I'm trying to get at.
No,
They
moving.
are the Olympic silver medalists. They're no slouches. They're just struggling at this moment to get up to speed, although a 9-10-9 is the best start they've had to a set, up against Korea, who typically dial into the center very quickly. Now that car alarm going off is going to be a little distracting for Kim Woo-jin.
I don't think that a car alarm going off is going to do anything for Kim Woo-jin's distraction. Like, I think he is so experienced and so confident in his own ability that that's not going to throw him off.
Well, evidence is there to prove that you're quite right.
Yes.
7 10s in a row from the Korean trio.
I do have to say that I find the shot by Kim Woo-jin, I find it a little bit slow today compared to what we've seen from him in the past. He's still shooting very, very well, and I'm just trying to find any kink in the armor of the Korean team.
Very tricky when they score 3 10s in the first rotation. Very tricky indeed.
No.
And at this point, yesterday in the interview, you could hear Abhishek Verma say, it doesn't matter against who you shoot, you should focus on your own process. At this point for Chinese Taipei, that is very, very difficult, because they know that they're in a tough spot and they can just see their opponent shoot nothing but 10s in the last 8 arrows or so.
Their highest score in a set. That's what the fist bumps of 4. Korea on for a perfect score though.
I think Kim is listening in to this commentary, because he sped up his shot there.
Yeah, well, you know him well. He's probably got a little earpiece in. Oh, chef wants me to shoot faster. That's what I'm going to do. Well, Well, it's been a dominant performance. Are they going to finish with a perfect? Kim Jae-duk just taking his time, and I think there's plenty of it. They shoot so fast, the Koreans.
9.
Not quite, but 59, a second in a row, means a 6-0 win for a very, very dominant recurve men's team from Korea, who came here